in for a treat.
Welcome to Davey Dave's Take. Today we are talking about Haunted Mansion, the film based off the very popular Disney theme park ride. A single mom named Gabby hires a tour guide, a psychic, a priest, and a historian to help exorcise her newly bought mansion after discovering it is inhabited by ghosts. I honestly didn't know this film existed till about a month ago. I saw the trailer and I went, oh, they're making another Haunted Mansion movie. I remember the Eddie Murphy one when I was a kid. I had fun with that film. So I really didn't have any expectations for the film. I saw the cast look great, and I thought, you know what, this could be some fun. The Haunted Mansion was about what I expected, and it didn't really meet my expectations, even though they were set kind of low. But before I get into my many issues with the film, I'll talk about what I liked. I really love the cast. I think Lakeith Stanfield is fantastic here. There are some scenes he really breaks out some emotion, and there's actually some development with this character that ties well into the plot. And I also love Chase Dillon. He was hilarious. He was great as this little kid, and he also has some development in his character as well. The moments between those two, or anything involving those two, were my favorite parts about the film. And mostly everyone else does a fine job in the film. I thought Tiffany Haddish was really funny. Owen Wilson basically just plays Owen Wilson, and that seems to always work. And Danny DeVito. I mean, I can't get enough of Danny DeVito. It's great to see him in this film because I love Danny DeVito. Also, this film takes place in New Orleans. I thought the style and the vibe of the film really fit the atmosphere of the city, and I thought that was really well done. And there are some sequences that I thought were a lot of fun. But for compliments for this film, that's really all I have. This film felt like it was in cruise control. What I mean by that is it felt like everything felt really stagnant. Like there wasn't too much creativity to some of these sequences, and some of these performances almost felt like some of these actors and actresses were just there on set to cash in a check and move on because this is a big Disney production. They probably got paid a lot of money to be there. Like I said before, I didn't really have any expectations for this film, but I've been on the theme park ride, so I thought there'd be a lot of sequences that would almost feel like a theme park ride, and it really felt like there was one. There's one sequence with Lakeith Stanfield that I thought was a lot of fun. It was really engaging and it was exciting, but that's really about it. All the other sequences feel really contained, like they're only in one room, they're only doing one thing. It felt like there wasn't too much creativity put into this film. And that's a bummer because I think Justin Simeon's a good director. I don't know if there's certain mandates that the film had to have in it to please studio execs. I don't know. It just felt like there was something in this film that could have been super creative and super fun, but they never really get there. Like honestly, halfway through this film, I was pretty bored. And that is hard to do for a film that's supposed to be this fun horror comedy based off a theme park ride. There are parts of this film that really slow down and the film feels really stale. Also, another reason why this film can feel boring at some points is because it's way too long. It's like over 2 hours long. It should have been like an hour and 40 minutes. There's no reason why the Haunted Mansion movie needed to be over 2 hours long. Also, this film is a horror comedy, so there's obviously a lot of jokes, and a lot of them do not land at all. It is sometimes hard to watch. There are parts, don't get me wrong, that are actually very funny, but that has to do with the performances. I feel like the jokes in the script really don't work for the most part. And like I said, there are a lot of jokes here that do not even come close to landing. This film is really interesting to me because it's PG-13, but it does feel like a hard PG where I think kids would be fine to see this film, but there are some parts and there are some jokes that push it to PG-13 where I feel like if I was the studio, you should probably just cut some of that out and just make this a PG movie and make this a fun horror family comedy where you can bring your kids and have no problem. Also, I find it really strange this film is being released in July, a week after Barbie and Oppenheimer came out. This film should have been released around the fall, around Halloween time. I get around Halloween time, you have your big horror movies that come out, like the Halloweens and the Saws. But kids like to get in that spooky spirit in Halloween. I remember when I was a kid, I liked to carve pumpkins and watch some scary movies. I don't know, like I said before, it just feels very strange to me. It seemed like Disney had a golden opportunity to have a Halloween release, and it probably would have done pretty well. But now it's coming out in the summer, I don't know how it's going to do. If you're a big fan of the theme park ride, I think you'll enjoy the film. I think there are moments with Lakeith Stanfield and Chase Dillon that are actually really well done. There are some funny moments. There are some sequences I enjoyed. I overall like the style of the movie. But like I said, the film feels like it's in cruise control. There's nothing really unique or spectacular about it. It's just a meh horror comedy with a pretty great cast that you'll probably forget about the next day. I'm going to give Haunted Mansion 4.5 Davey Daves. Like I said before, it's bizarre the timing of the release of this film. This is based off a Disney theme park ride, so I'm assuming Disney's trying to find their next Pirates of the Caribbean, but maybe they knew this wasn't it, so in a way they almost kind of buried this film. But if you do want to see a good horror film this weekend, go see Talk to Me. You will not be disappointed in Talk to Me. So, Haunted Mansion, let me know what you guys thought of it once you've seen it. I'm curious to hear, and thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Dave's Takes.